What's up, J Fusion fans? This is Philip, and welcome back to another video. Now, before we begin, I would like to remind everyone that these videos that we make are not intended for viewers under the age of 13, so please be advised. And now, let's talk about Zenkaiger. So, we now have our 45th installment, or the 45th anniversary presentation of the Super Sentai series, Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. And right off the bat, you already noticed the suits for the show. If you haven't seen it, by the way, I will put a link down in the description so you can read about the Zenkaigers and the fullest of the names of the characters. So, if again you haven't seen it yet, it's just right down there. So, as I was saying, so the suits really catch your eye. Now, let's start off with the supposed leader of the Zenkaigers named Zenkaiser. So, from what is written in the article, we can gather that, or it is said that Zenkaiser is the only humanoid in the team. So his suit is very much a mix of Big One from Jaka and Aka Ranger from Go Ranger. So the first two Sentai shows basically, just mixed to get Zen Kaiser's outfit. Now, uh, he isn't your typical Super Sentai leader because he is not the Red Ranger. And when Super Sentai Legend Wars was still around, Big One was actually placed as a White Ranger. So technically, our leader for this year is a White Ranger. Now, that color scheme is basically copied from Big One, but the other thing that you would notice is his big blue visor with some holes in it, actually, but that is a throwback or callback to Go Rangers Aka Ranger. So we have basically the leaders of the first two Sentais mixed together. And probably the V fin on his head is a homage to Kamen Rider as well. Because, technically speaking, Super Sentai is an offshoot of Kamen Rider. Because the first Super Sentai show, Go Ranger, was actually created by Shotaro Ishinomori himself. He actually made both uh, Go Ranger and Jaka. So, yeah, if you think that he does look like a Kamen Rider, there's your answer. The fact that Shotaro Ishinomori also created Super Sentai, that's the reason why. So there we go. And yeah, um, it's really retro and it kind of looks cheesy, with all the cheesy designs from the Showa era. Definitely a throwback to that time period as well. And again, considering that this is an anniversary show, some references to past shows here and there. So definitely one that screams nostalgia, especially for those who actually were kids and were able to uh, watch Go Ranger and Jacka back in the day. So maybe for the newer generation of audiences who weren't able to see it, they might think this is weird, but this is actually a homage to where Super Sentai came from. And now we move on to the other Zenkaigers. So we have our Red Ranger. I don't even know if we can call them Rangers because they're technically mechs. So maybe for technicality's sake, let's just call them Rangers, okay? So we have the Red Ranger, which is based off of Daijujin from Ranger, or what we famously call in the West as the Megazord from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So we also have a Yellow Ranger, which is a repaint or remodel of Gao King from Gao Ranger. There's a Pink Ranger, which is based off of Magi King from Magi Ranger, and the Blue Ranger is inspired by the Daiboken from Bokenger. Now, considering that Zenkaiger is going to be an anniversary Sentai, uh, I do find it strange that Daijujin and Magi King are bases for the suits for a couple of suits in Zenkaiger, considering that both Ranger and Magi Ranger were not anniversary Sentai shows. Now, Daijujin or Ranger aired in 1992, so I believe Ranger was the 16th Super Sentai show. So we probably would have had Jetman as an anniversary show. And for Magi Ranger, it happened before Bokenger, which was the Magi Ranger was the 29th Super Sentai show. So yeah, it's kind of weird. So we could have probably had other Rangers inspired by actual anniversary Super Sentai shows, like again, like Jetman, because it's supposedly the 15th anniversary show. Ranger, I believe, is the 20th. So we also have, of course, Gokaiger and then Zyuohger. So any of those anniversary shows could have been, used instead. But I think that's just me. And if you noticed, I've mentioned only those in the Heisei era because all of these Zenkaigers, except for Zenkaiser, they are mechs or they are inspired by mechs from the Heisei era. So again, we could have gone with four other choices for the red and pink, but I guess that works for Toei. But that's just me. Now you will also notice in the promotional image that there are sorts of medals around. So I believe this may be connected to the transformation, especially for Zen Kaiser, and probably related to power ups for the other Zen Kaigers. So uh, I guess that could be their power up item, but yeah, we're going to have to see the show and how to see how those medals are going to be used. So, I've already mentioned that Zenkaiger is going to be a callback to a lot of retro stuff, like again, like Go Ranger and Jacka, and probably even a bit of Kamen Rider mixed for Zenkaiser. The other Zenkaigers are inspired by other Heisei mechs or robots, but in a way, it also kind of reminds me of the Metal Hero series. Now, in the later Metal Hero series installments, so there have been Metal Heroes that are actually not human and are basically just mascots. I'm particularly talking about B Robo Kabutak and Tetsuwan Robotak. So those are basically the last two entries in the Metal Hero franchise, and considering like the other Zenkaigers look like mascots, although they are again they look more like mechs. So I guess this is also a throwback to those shows as well, in a way. And speaking of metal heroes that actually have humans and robots in a team, I'm reminded specifically of Winspector. So Winspector Fire is the only human in the team, and he is assisted by two other robots. So I guess it may also extend a bit to Soulbrain. Well, technically they're mostly human, but they have one robotic assistant that helps them out in the field. So I guess there again, there's a bit of homage to the Metal Hero series as well. So I've also been thinking, about the giant battles possibly. Now, are the other Zenkaigers, or are the Zenkaigers going to pilot robots that combine into mechs, or are they, or are the other Zenkaigers, again, with the exception of Zenkaiser himself, so are they just going to grow into giant versions of themselves? And, you know, Rangers that, uh, well, in a way, turn into their own mechs. Uh, well, they have been done. So a couple of examples that I remember clearly are Kaku Ranger and Magi Ranger. So the Rangers themselves turn into their robots. So the Magi Rangers, yeah, they are their own mechs. Uh, the Cock Rangers themselves, yeah. Maybe uh, it may be possible, but who knows? We could suddenly see these other Zenkaigers piloting other mechs as well. So it's gonna be weird in my opinion, but definitely not too far off from what's possible. I mean, anything could happen at this point, but who knows, right? So, yeah, I think 2021 is going to be very interesting for Super Sentai. Again, considering the fact that it is the 45th Super Sentai presentation. So, what are your thoughts about the Zenkaigers? So, please tell me in the comments down below. Again, if you haven't seen the article yet, the link is down in the description. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell so you get the latest from JE Fusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!